patience is key when it comes to investing. The same can be said for Bitcoin as well as stocks. If you bought back in the 2017 bull run, well, you'd still be sat on a pretty penny. The same can be said for Terra Classic. Well, a lot of people continually say this is done, but sometimes it is best just to wait. I'm going to take a look at the new proposals around a 1.2% burn tax again, as well as a 3% burn, and my opinion and why we are going over all ground. For me, it's about building and continuing doing what we are doing. But if we take a look at the global market right now, we can see we sit $842 billion, 0.72% up on the 24 hours, with a lot of green in the majority of these tokens. We've got Bitcoin up 16.5, ETH 12.14, good to see, as well as Dogecoin having a massive rally, 16%. If you caught my video earlier, pretty interesting news coming out of Dogecoin, as well as a number of others. SHIB having a good day today as well. But if we come all the way down to Terra Classic, we can see currently ranked the 43rd highest cryptocurrency out there, sitting at 1637, up 2.5%, is outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum currently, which is good to see. $90.2 million on the volume, 14% up. Again, I've got my video coming out for you tomorrow on that Binance news. Again, we're only a couple of days away from that. 981, we do edge closer to that $1 billion market cap. I think it's such a psychological barrier to have that. But here's the important bit, the circulating supply down at 5.99 trillion. So again, we have burned or got rid of or removed from the supply is probably the best statement, a significant amount. Now, taking a look at the charts, we've got a couple of real key support levels driven on here. Equally, we did see this morning a massive $4 million buy coming into Terra Classic, and we do see these from time to time. We see this massive injection of money. You can see here on the money flow indicator showing a pretty healthy buy-in, also on the RSI indicator going into the overbought position. Comes back and is settling at the 56.65 range. But look, we sit currently around this kind of 1640 range. Be lovely to test this 1615. That's my next point that we want to see us break through, and then we could end up touching the 17s as we come out, or certainly as we go through this week. If we were to fall back under that 16.3 line, we could be testing 16.02. Real key port of support for us between that 16 and 17 range. We do find that psychological barrier at the 16.30s as well as the 17.30, so definitely worthwhile. Now, what am I talking about when it comes to these burns? Well, before we do that, just a dead quick point. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we do talk about cryptocurrency every single day. I try and keep you updated with everything going on with Terra Classic, Shiba Inu, and everything else in the crypto space. So I really would appreciate it if you could click that subscribe button. It supports the channel. Also, leave a like on this video if you're finding this information useful. And let's get back to what we were talking about. So here we go. Staking ratio is ever closer to that 13% that we would like to see. The community pool continues to build, and the reason I bring this community pool up is it actually forms part of what we're going to talk about in just a second, which is the 1.2% burn-in development tax during IBC reopening. Now, the key bit here, we know we are reopening to Osmosis, Crescent, Juno, as well as one other. Now, this is the original point that they want to then tax it 0.96% to the on-chain burn from the volume reopening from Osmosis. I mean, talk about slapping a fish in the face. There's absolutely no reason to do this whatsoever. We want this pairing. It gets us back to where we were before, and ultimately it opens and access a lot more volume, as well as the applications and a number of other things over on those chains. So why we would then propose a 1.2% burn tax for the people we want to bring back across, and equally to open up those pools that we can move across. I did a video talking about the 3 IBC channels we're reopening, so check that out. It will be in the description for you. But as we stand at the minute, we do sit at 74.25 have voted no. Again, this is why it's important to think about where you are putting your Luna Classic tokens, because ultimately the validators are the ones that are going to cast their opinion on this. You can see 121 are still to vote, with a lot of the big voting power still sat out there. We do see obviously that no votes, 10 Crypto King, Classic Crypto, a few of the others obviously voting on that no proposal. So for me, I think it's an important thing that we don't start changing the burn tax. And I think ultimately the reason why I believe this is when we are changing things so often, people just don't know what's going on. More importantly, though, is that not every exchange is doing it. So therefore, we're just almost pricing ourselves out of people using the chain, given the fact that they're going to have to pay a 3% or a 1.2% burn, in particular, potentially new investors coming from those IBC reopenings. So it's absolutely, in my opinion, not the right thing to do. You can see the full proposal is here, talks about exactly what they want to do around opening the tax in the opening. Bitcoin as it opens those IBCs, which is pretty crazy in fairness. Long term, short term, as well as the proposal delivery. Good to see, like we said, not people voting on it. Now, taking a look at the burns and ultimately what is going on, well, we can actually say we've burnt a significant amount. 28.6 billion is where we currently sit, and Binance, they're topping that chart. Now, interestingly, the 0.2% burn tax is catching quick. Now, when we come down in terms of what's going through, we can see here 4.5 million fruit from Luna Station, and this is exactly what we need to do. We need to start building decentralized applications. The conversation about Luna partnering up with Luna Classic definitely is a potential. But the big thing for me, and this is a proper tin hat moment, and for those of you that watch my live stream will know exactly what I'm talking about, Binance currently still sits with 2.35 trillion. If you remove that from the supply, we really don't have that much to do. Now, would Binance ever come out and take that off there? I don't know, but I do, and I've always said this, think Binance has a bit more to do with it. He spent $4 million of his own money. How that is then impacting their business, I am not totally sure. But if we were to move this from the supply, we could see a significant move in the price. Now, we're going to have to wait and see exactly what happens over the course of the next couple of weeks. Does feel like we're going into a pretty strong week for Luna Classic. Again, looking at this price, I'm looking to it test in that 16,517 range, and it feels like the market really starting to recover. But like we said, Luna Classic looks like it has the lion's share currently, nearly 3.5%. So definitely lots to come. But we're just going to have to stay really close to these proposals that are coming down. Again, a lot of the validators will support on there. We just have to make sure that you are staking with the correct validators that support your vision for Terra Luna Classic, and more importantly, they ultimately support the longevity of the blockchain. There is lots to come with Luna Classic. It isn't going to happen next week. We have more to come. We'll be covering it though, as always, on this channel. So if you want to keep up to date with everything going on, turn the notification bell on, click that subscribe button. And if you like this video, please leave it a like. It does support the channel. And guys, have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one.